documentary about Zebad Coffee, African Development Bank, AFT project. The economy of our country, Ethiopia, is mainly depend on the agricultural products like coffee, sesame, leather products, flowers and others. And now we'd like to introduce you about our best product in the world, known as Ethiopian Arabica coffee. Ethiopia is the origin and the birthplace of coffee, which offers Arabica coffee to the world. That's called black gold. None of other countries' coffee taste is best like us. The problem is we don't brand our coffee to get most out of it. If this sector has got special emphasis from the government and all stakeholders, there will be a radical change and will be a turning point on our economic status. Our farmers are the source of our economy. Here in this business, they are the main actors. For this reason, we need to encourage them. Public and private partnership is very important to develop training regarding all procedures of pre- and post-harvesting process, and also how to handle the coffee in general till the day that the coffee can be supplied to the market. The coffee produced and ready to be sold arrived at the local washing and milling stations from 3 different sources. As the study shows, 90% of Ethiopian coffee, which is called garden coffee, has been produced by coffee farmers, and the remaining 3% is forced coffee. We also have to mention the role of the farmers on this regard. If the farmers will be trained and equipped with the necessary needed knowledge, they will be able to supply quality coffee that can be exported and benefited our nation. The 2 most important regions where Ethiopian-based coffee have been producing are Southern and Oromia regions. The Oromia region is the largest coffee producer of the nation, which produce about 70% of the total coffee produced by the country. Regions such as Guji, Galana Abaya, Limu, Harar, Lekamt, Jimma, and etc. are some of the regions in Oromia which are significant producer of best washed and sun-dried coffee. The southern regions have been producing 30% of washed and sun-dried coffee, such as Sidamo, Yirgachefe, Guji, etc. Coffee produced in Ethiopia largely by traditional mechanism, typically with limited use of natural fertilizers and pesticides with organic compost. Our country has to focus on modern agricultural mechanisms to increase production. If we will introduce more cultivation mechanisms, we will be able to save time, minimize costs, and facilitate the process. Following this, we'll also be able to speed up the time of harvest. As a study conducted by the World Bank and other groups indicating that women have been contributing about 80% of labor in coffee plantation and processing. In this particular sector, the role of women is immense. Women have been working in coffee plantation, harvesting, and cleaning. It is very critical to empower and make them to be courageous, educating and training them to bring a major change in the earning which they are going to invest on their family. There are many challenges which dragged Ethiopian coffee sector to work efficiently and meet what buyers need, and being responsive to what is demanded by international standards. The high dependency of Ethiopian economy in coffee offers huge opportunities and attract interventions of many stakeholders. Some of the policies, rules, and regulations issued could not be able to solve the problems observed in the sector. Following such problems, so many studies have been conducted by different local and international experts who proposed solutions. However, there is a poor implementation process of the study. Structural problems. At federal level, the Ethiopian coffee sector was managed by different government institutions. Of course, currently these problems got an attention of the government, and a reform has conducted the new coffee declaration issued under Federal Nagarit Gazeta, 23rd, year number 72, Addis Ababa, 24th July 2017, and Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority established to bring together the fragmented structure under one institution. The horizontal and vertical integration system mentioned in the new proclamation encourage farmers, washing and milling station owners, and exporters to join hand in hand and preparing to supply best coffee to the world and earn the best possible price for their coffee. Still, the coffee sector requires a lot of initiatives to straighten up the structural and administrative issues. We hope that the new structural adjustment needs to look up inside to the existing marketing system and clear illusions and obstacles hampered market to be recovered from its pain. Our company, Zebad General Export and Import PLC, is a company that has been engaged in coffee business since 2005. We have been working in coffee sector prior to the existence of ECX and after ECX founded year 2008. ECX is a market established with the aim of enhancing the marketing system of Ethiopia exportable agricultural products. Some of the main reasons stated on the proclamation for establishing ECX modern market was to avoid a huge numbers of middlemen involved in coffee value chain that increase unnecessary costs, asserting the quality standard of the coffee, increasing efficiency of the operators, and boost export performance of the country. Last but not least, serving coffee farmers to benefit from prevailing market price. Though the marketing platform and warehousing and the quality assurance of the goods have been conducted by ECX, the Ethiopian coffee sector could not be free from rising cost of handling and delivery of coffee and quality problem. ECX couldn't answer the traceability and sustainability issue raised by buyers. Almost 90% of Ethiopian fine coffee bought from ECX obliged to be sold under the name of commodity coffee category with the cheapest price. This makes the country to lose significant foreign earning from its best coffee. Those who have been organized under cooperative union and plantation owner who covers less than 10% of coffee traded in the international market could get the opportunity to certify their coffee and answer to traceability issue and could earn premium price. The finest Ethiopian highland coffee, Ethiopian Black Gold, is by default organic. Ethiopian coffee have unique flavors, aromas, shapes, appearances. Coffee grow in each region, village, and geographical location have its own distinctive character. Ethiopia has a chain of mountains with a fertile volcanic soil, beautiful spring water, high rainfall, and moderate climate. The various beautiful flora and fauna and the transcendent wisdom of Ethiopian farmers got from their ancestors how to keep man and his environment in harmony has not got simply through oral tradition. Ethiopia has ancient books written on how to preserve seeds, different medication techniques, treated by holy water, herb, precious stones, and minerals that offered enlightenment to our generation of farmers. There are many literatures which have been discussing about coffee usage for medication. In Ethiopia, coffee is not a simple beverage. It has been served on creating social interaction among neighborhoods, used for rituals and medicine. If you go around countryside in the morning, noon, and evening, Ethiopian families enjoy their coffee with a smile and chat and thanking their Lord like people in the biblical era. Ethiopian coffee is not produced for mass production like commodity coffees, which produces for the broader market and sells through push commodity marketing. It is rather a coffee which could be sold in a pull market for the class that can differentiate taste of best coffee and pay for that. Of course, nature has endowed us with the best coffee types as it endowed Arabian Desert and Peninsula with crude oil, South Africa, Botswana and Russia with diamond and gold, and Australia with opal. Why is their product been best? The technology they use for extraction, polishing, and the infrastructure they installed, and managerial and technical skills they developed, helping them to get a good price for their products, despite the existing global trade practice which exploit most of the global nations which have natural resources, and deny equal right and equitable distribution of income. If Ethiopia can cover the land which is suitable for coffee production with coffee trees, able to train our farmers, who are 90% of the source of coffee supply at existing period, on pre- and post-harvesting management, offer to them technical and marketing skills, create awareness and make them to understand how quality and price move together side by side, install facilities and infrastructure which support them to produce quality coffee. Then our farmers could definitely start to keep the well-being of the coffee trees like their milk cow. Pick the red cherries properly, wash, dry, and stock according to the given standard until it will be sold. I would like to say something on this paragraph regarding the trip to South and Oromia regions. This is a coffee trip. The purpose of our trip was to visit the southern and Oromia regions, which are suitable for producing best coffee, and to study how to work in partnership with some of smallholder farmers and coffee suppliers, besides to learn about the coffee value chain in the regions. Our trip started on 26th of November 2017 from Addis and reached Atawasa city, which is the seat of southern region. There was a team of 5 people: Mrs. Emebet Tafesse, the owner and the general manager of Zebad General Export and Import PLC, and Mr. Kamal, coffee capper, Mr. Hassan, coffee processing and semi-seed machinery expert, and 2 video men and 1 driver. The next day, on November 27, 2017, we met our agent Mr. Redi Muhammad, who designated to pick and deliver coffee, which we purchased from ECX Southern Region warehouses. He has already arranged a visit to CSX Hawassa and Irgajafe warehouses and the liquoring unit. The trip was arranged into 2 periods. In the morning, we started to visit Hawassa ECX coffee warehouses and facilities. ECX Hawassa warehouses and liquoring unit are where the coffee produced in southern and Oromia regions arrived, tasted, graded and stocked, and also delivered to prospective exporters' processing facilities. During our visit, we observed how they keep stock in different warehouses and also have been working to deliver the coffee sold on the truck without being transferred to ECX warehouses. As the season was the beginning of the new crop, there were no longer stock of carryover, washed and sun-dried coffee in the warehouses. They were working to receive new arrivals. In the afternoon, we came to learn that how the liquoring unit receives coffee samples which came from 24 Oromia and 11 southern region districts. The laboratory took 1 kilogram of coffee from the total lot for sampling and conducted moisture test, physical and cup test analysis. The coffee has been graded 40% by defect count and 60% by cup test. Those coffees which scores 85 plus will be graded as first grade, and 80 to 84.6 is a second grade coffee. On the same date, we traveled to visit Irgajafe warehouse. The work was more or less the same with Hawassa store. They received coffee from 8 Oromia and southern region districts. Next day, November 28, 2017, our team traveled to Leku, Shabadino, to visit one of the suppliers who showed interest to work with us. Shabadino is a place which produces Sidamo best coffee. The coffee growing in this area has its own distinctive flavor and aroma. The coffee beans have light greenish color and bold bean size. The owner has a large size washing station. There is a clean water to wash the coffee, equipment to hull and wash the coffee, electric power and drying space and warehouses. There were about 70 daily workers and supervisors who were working during our visit. Most of them were women. There were more than 400 farmers who supplied coffee to this washing station directly, and more than 100 collectors who collected coffee from the household and sell to the washing station. The guy was a hard-working man who has more than 13 years of experience in producing Sidamo coffee, specialty grade. We met some farmers who were working with the guy and engaged on traditional cultivation mechanism. These farmers were much motivated to cultivate best coffee, but the problem were aging trees which produces lesser yield, lower price paid to their coffee, and lack of support from stakeholders. Some of the farmers showed high interest to work with us in collaboration with our company, the Zebad General Export and Import PLC, in the coming future. On our trip, we observed and realized that the farmers are really needed shareholders or stakeholders who look after and treat them well, and a concerned body who can give them an answer for their questions. They are so pleased by our trip and visitation. We are very certain that if these farmers got what they needed to supply specialty coffee, they will be definitely produce beans which have unique flavor and also bring major change on their way of life. On 29th of November 2018, we traveled to Guji Kochare, a place where the famous and best Guji coffee grown. Guji coffee has its unique flavor and aroma. The farms are located in high altitude, the coffee planted on red fertile soil and surrounded by natural vegetation, beautiful sunshine seen in the mountain and valley. In this trip, we had more places to be visited, washing stations and smallholder farmers. The washing stations owners are people who have ample experience in coffee purchasing from smallholder farmers. They washed their coffee properly regardless of some problem which they have been facing, such as most of their machines are old and not efficient in hulling the coffee. After washing the coffee, they have a problem of modern means of drying the coffee, shortage of packing material such as jute bags, shortage of modern warehouse to keep the processed coffee, shortage of finance to purchase a big volume of coffee from the surrounding farmers, lack of grading skill, very old trees which were not pruned on time. However, regardless of the above-mentioned problems and major unresolved issues which affect the productivity of the farmers and suppliers, they have been struggling to produce quality coffee to earn a premium price. On 13th of November 2018, we traveled to Yirga Jaffe, where best Ethiopian coffee, Onga, and other best coffee not yet branded produces. The Sade mountain, which reflects its natural beauty and the source of water to the area, makes the landscape seems to be covered with a green mat. There are coffee supplied in 2017 crop year, and most of their grade scored grade 1 specialty coffee. However, the farmer who produces specialty grade 1 or Q grade coffee, the market was not responsive to this coffee. Comparatively, low-grade coffees such as Q3 and 4 had a better demand in the market. The price they expected for their grade 1 specialty coffee were not going in line with the market price. In the international market, quality is one of the major determinants of price. However, there are other factors which attract the market to pay the best price. The branding and promotion jobs have not been done regularly in a professional manner. The market wants to get regular supply and quality, which guarantee consumers' taste. If Ethiopian coffee sector focuses on providing regular quality standard and sustainable supply, there is no reason that dragged us behind to sell our coffee, which is called our black gold, with higher price. There was hope and enthusiasm to see a better tomorrow through the partnership we are going to develop to bring a positive change to Ethiopian coffee industry. On December 1, 2017, we returned back from Yirga Jaffe and Galana Baya to Hausa, the beautiful city of southern region. On the way, we visited a neglected place known as Tafarikella. It is a very sad story to see such important place in this situation. Tafarikella is a place where His late Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie first visited and tasted washed specialty Sidamo coffee. Tafari was the name of the king before he was crowned. One can easily understand how the king was very keen, enthusiastic, and dedicate his time to visit the best coffee growing region, which is one of our foreign earning sources and the pillar of our coffee industry. Our management team has already decided to develop King's brand coffee in the name of His Majesty. To conclude, we learned a lot from our trip to South. We could see the potential the country has in producing quality coffee which can fetch premium price. We could also get a chance to understand what the farmers and suppliers need and the potential they have and enthusiasm they show to increase production, to improve quality, and to keep Ethiopian coffee, which is their heritage and their gift to the world, in the highest scale. We'd like to welcome on those who are very keen to work with us, and we have a knowledge to put Ethiopian coffee to its respective position in the global coffee trade and have a vision to form a long-standing partnership with us. Bearing all this in mind, our company, Zebad General Export and Import PLC, has planned to be involved on this sector deeply with our own commercial farms. After I came back from our trip, fortunately, on January 2018, we have been advised the project of our company submitted for the competition became the winner of African Fast Track Fund, AFT, track fund of 2017. And we stood first from coffee sector among 800 competitors from different agricultural sectors. Only 11 awardees projects have been approved, and we are one of them. African Development Bank, ADB, has granted 150,000 USD to our project study to be conducted by international companies who have professional know-how and have ample experience on agricultural sector, especially in developing countries. The project focuses on how to develop Zebad commercial farmers, which will be highly integrated with smallholder farmers and outgrowers. The project will pay a high regard to environment and social impact, and expanding existing premium coffee export business into commercial farming and providing coffee processing services and various trainings to smallholders, outgrowers, and cooperative unions. Our company has invited a consulting firms to work with us in providing all the above described services and experiencing in similar arrangements on the qualification they have and experiencing, demonstrating their ability on it. We hope that we'll be able to contribute so much in the coming future using this project. We'll be working hard to cultivate best quality coffee and also creating a job opportunity for many people. Moreover, to be a role model and initiatives who have a vision on this particular agricultural sector. I would like to thank you, Emebet Tafesse, President of Zebad General Export and Import PLC.